Hello everyone, I am Chase here at Rocky Mountain ATV&MC, and this is my 2018 RM-Z 450 bike build. All right, so I'm here with my 2018 RM-Z 450. A lot of you know this bike was, pretty new for this year, for 2018. They changed a lot with it. In fact, not too long ago, I was out here at Bunker Hill, the exact same track we did a first ride review, where I gave my first impressions of the bike stock, just right off the showroom floor. And if you watch that video, or if you do watch that video, you'll know that my first ride review, I really like the bike. Some characteristics that I really like. The bike is nimble, it handles well. The motor, the power-wise, it's really linear, very smooth, easy to ride. But there's a few things with this bike that I was left wanting more of, that I felt could be better to really get this bike race ready and just have a rock-solid motorcycle. So to get started, we'll talk about the motor. So in the initial ride review, like I said, it was really linear, very smooth, but like a lot of people have been saying, yeah, it doesn't hit quite as hard at the bottom, and it just, in my opinion, needed more power everywhere. I'm not the biggest guy, I'm 175 pounds, but I like to ride aggressive, and so I just felt like, yeah, I needed a little more excitement with the motor. So to wake up the motor a little bit and get that hit, that added oomph that I was looking for, well, what we did is we set the motor up to Matt Jory at Proven Moto. Matt is incredible at what he does. So the first thing he did is he threw the bike on the dyno, he got a baseline setting, and then from there, he did some custom port work. So we did some work on the cylinder head. He did a custom port, and then he actually did some surface machining to increase the compression. And then after we did that, I want to give a big thank you to FMF. They've helped us out with this build as well. So we put on the 4.1 full exhaust system. And then once we had that on there, we dynoed the bike again, and really impressed and really happy with the way things turned out. We were able to make almost 4 more peak horsepower, and we increased the torque at the bottom end, and really just the whole power curve makes a lot more power. So I'm really excited to ride this bike today and just feel how much more performance I'm gonna get out of this motor. Hopefully I can hold on to it. But I wanna give a big thank you to Proven Moto for helping us out with that. But probably the best part about it is even with the performance gains that we're getting with the pipe and with the engine, still running stock piston, or cams, still running pump gas, so I still have the reliability of a stock motor, which is what I wanted in a motorcycle. I wanted to add performance, but I didn't want to reduce the life of the motors, and that's exactly what we got. So for the motor work, next thing we got to talk about suspension. That's a big kind of topic with the RM-Z 450 this year. So like I said, the shock was one thing I really liked. The forks left me desiring a little bit more. I just wasn't quite happy, wasn't finding a really good setting that I liked. So we teamed up with Race Tech. Race Tech's a really good company out of California. These guys do a really good job. They have their gold valve and their custom valve stacks. I've heard a lot of good things about them, so we worked with them. We sent the suspension off, and Race Tech, according to my weight, my riding style, and my skill level, they put in their gold valve along with their custom valving. So I'm really excited to go ride this bike and see just how much better. Like I said, with the forks, my biggest issue or complaint with it is the mid-stroke. I didn't have a lot of hold up, and they would just dive on me. I felt like the back end would kind of come up. So we talked with those guys. They have a really good setting for the fork and for the shock. So really excited to go out and try this out today. Another thing with Race Tech that's really cool is if you want to save some money, we actually sell their gold valve kits on our website. So you can actually pick up everything that they put into this Suzuki, you can buy on the website, take it home, it comes with instructions, and once you get it, there will be a code. You go to their website, plug it in, it will give you a custom valve stack. So you can actually do your own suspension, get a custom suspension setup for your bike, and you don't have to send it off, so it's gonna save you a lot of money. So that's really cool what Race Tech does. So again, really big thank you to those guys. So once we got the motor and the suspension worked out, from there, it's a lot of creature comforts, a couple for performance, but start out, when I get a bike, the first thing I always do is I start with grips. Stock grips most times are really hard. They tear up my hands. The first thing I do is I have the ODI lock-on grips. I like these because they feel really thin in my hand. They're soft. They're not too soft, but definitely just a lot more comfort for my hands there. And once I had the grips, then I go to levers. So on this bike, what I did is I have the Works Connection Elite Perch, clutch perch on here. I really like the bend. This is actually the first time I've had one on here. And then for my front brake lever, I've got the ARC. It's a breakaway. I tip over a lot. I gotta have breakaway levers, otherwise I'm replacing those all the time. But this ARC lever, again, feels really good. I like the bend. And it's got a kind of a rougher surface to it, so it just gives a little bit added grip. So really happy with that. So from the levers, if we work our way down, we'll go to the seat cover. Seat cover after grips and levers, next thing I'm gonna put on here, most stock seat covers, in my opinion, feel like a slip and slide. The seat cover on the Suzuki wasn't bad, but it wasn't the best. So Moto seats, big thank you. They helped us out there. They brought us this seat cover. We have these on our website, and I'm gonna tell you right now, if you could feel this, this is the stickiest, grippiest seat cover that I've ever felt. And going along with that, having that feeling that planted feeling. Another thing is foot pegs. Foot pegs for a lot of riders is something I like to upgrade to, myself especially. I just like to have a bigger platform to put my feet on, feel like I'm really stuck to the bike well. So we have the Pro pegs on here. Titanium, they're super lightweight. Yeah, they're a little pricey, but man, they look good, really big base, and I'm gonna tell you right now, these things give a ton of grip compared to a stock foot peg. From there, if you look, we got Hinson clutch. This is the full billet clutch. So built aluminum, so the durability and the life of it is really, really good. So really happy that we have the Hinson clutch in here. Thank you to them. Thank you for helping us out. I'm really excited for that. So once I have all that done, well, now it's time with the Bling Factor. You know, you got to have a customized look to your bike. Everyone likes that, especially me. So I've got some just accent pieces on this bike to give it some cool accents, make it look cool. Probably my favorite part is going to be the Tusk Impact rim set. I got the black rims with the gold hubs. What's cool is on this bike, the hubs match the shock and the fork color almost perfectly. So it just gives that factory look. I am a huge fan. I think it's killer looking. And then I've got the Michelin Starcross 5 soft tires on here. Heard really good things about these tires. Can't wait to rip around and see how they do. And then from there, last thing we'll talk about, graphics kit. No bike is complete without a graphics kit. Get your sponsors on there, get your name, your number. If you're gonna be racing, gotta have a graphics kit on there. Also, graphics are nice because they are gonna protect your plastics. And so there it is. That is my 2018 RM-Z 450 bike build. I can't wait to come back and tell you guys what I think of it, so stay tuned. All right, guys, I just got done riding this 2018 RM-Z 450 that we built up, and holy crap. I am telling you, feels the same chassis-wise and everything, the handling, but motor-wise, the suspension, I honestly couldn't be happier. What Matt did at Proven Moto just gave it more power everywhere. It's still smooth and linear, so it's still controllable. It didn't rip out of my hands, but it had more hit to the bottom, which I was looking for. But this thing just pulls to the moon. I mean, third and fourth gear. I was pulling third on this track a lot, whereas before in the initial ride review, I was second gear a lot. This time, honestly, most turns third gear just fine. But what I love so much about it, stock pistons, stock cams, still reliable, running pump gas. So huge shout out. Thank you, Matt at Proven. You guys did a killer job. And now, suspension, because that was probably the biggest thing that needed the most work after I did that initial ride review. Racetech did an incredible job. Their gold valve, their valving stack, the way they did everything. Biggest thing I noticed is a lot more hold up in the fork, so I can charge into corners faster and the fork doesn't dive. And another thing is, like, I remember when I first started riding, I overshot the step up. And at first I was getting ready for that harsh hit, but it absorbed it and dampened it really progressively, and it was really impressive. That was something I really noticed. So the forks are awesome. The seat for moto seats, I literally, I noticed how grippy this is when I'm getting on the gas. I don't feel like I'm sliding on the seat. So I'm telling you, pick up a aftermarket seat cover if you don't have one. Foot pegs, lots of grip, really like that. So overall, couldn't be happier. You know, everything on this bike has a purpose, and the improvements that we made, you will be so happy. If you have one of these RM-Z 450s of 2018 and you're looking for some of those improvements, I'm telling you, Racetech and Proven Moto, they'll have you covered. And again, huge thank you to all the sponsors that helped out, FMF, Works Connection, Hinson, just everyone that made this build possible. Couldn't do it without you. We appreciate it. Remember, all the parts, everything that I've done to this bike, you can pick up on our website by clicking on the link or head over to RockyMountainATVMC.com. Don't forget, orders over $75 ship free. If you guys have questions about this build, well, just make sure you comment below. I'm Chase at Rocky Mountain. See you on the trails.